Hello all, I am the Holland Phantom, and for today's video we're going to be having a live battle from the 2004 format. On one side, we've got the Team Aqua deck, with deck lists created by Twitter user at Trainer J Evans, going up against the Gorebyss, Lanturn, and Bayonet deck on the other side, with deck lists created by Jay Hornung from the YouTube channel The Lost Zone. The Team Aqua deck is going to be focused on using Team Aqua's Kyogre as the main attacker, and also using Pokemon like Lanturn and Manectric for support, as well as backup attackers. And the Gorebyss deck is going to be focused on getting as much Psychic Energy into play as possible to power up Gorebyss's Mystic Water attack to take big knockouts. So we'll see which of these two decks will make the victory today. And for today's video, we're going to be having Twitter user at EvanC2000 from the YouTube channel Retro Pokemon TCG as our special guest commentator. So with all that out of the way, take it away, Evan!
Hello there, I'm Evan Cole, here from the Retro Pokemon TCG YouTube channel, and I'm so excited to be bringing you this incredible 2004 match courtesy of Holland Phantom. 2004 is possibly my favorite format in all of Pokemon's history, so I was so honored when I was asked to commentate this match. We've got Team Aqua on the left versus Gorebyss Lanturn on the right. It's going to be a great game here as we already kick off with the Turn 1 Strike and Run, the premier start here in 2004. So, as we jump into this game, both of these decks are non-EX decks. So we are playing single prize matchup here. It's going to take 6 knockouts to win the game, and both decks are going to work hard to accomplish that. Now, with the Team Aqua deck here on the left, as we open up with the Team Aqua Conspirator, one of the strongest supporters in the archetype. Search your deck for 2 in any combination of Aqua's basic Pokemon or basic energy. Our goal is going to be to fill up the board quickly. So Team Aqua's Kyogre is going to be our main attacker, and with that Power Saver Pokebody, we will not be able to attack until you have at least 4 Aqua's Pokemon in play, meaning it is vital for this bench to grow as quickly as possible. Meanwhile, back onto Gorebyss now, we do see that Desert Ruins. That's one of those anti-EX cards that won't be too relevant in this matchup, and a third Clamperl hitting the bench. So already on turn 2, a full board for Gorebyss. Back over to Aqua now for the second turn as we see the second energy on the Kyogre, Aqua's Lanturn in play, and there we go. Team Aqua Conspirator will allow us to get that 4th Aqua Pokemon onto our board so that we can start swinging with Kyogre. Funnily enough, both of these decks do have Lanturn in them. Aqua's Lanturn with a really strong Pokepower, so Auxiliary Light allows you to attach an energy from your hand to Lanturn and then put 2 damage counters on it. So this is Energy Acceleration. Combined with Aqua's Manectric, another very powerful Pokebody, allows you to move all of your energy from one of your Aqua Pokemon to another Aqua Pokemon. So not only can we accelerate energy off this Lanturn, but one of the strategies we will see in this Aqua deck is to keep moving our energy around in order to continue a successful stream of attackers, maybe heal our Pokemon with Mr. Briney's Compassion to prevent our opponent from taking damage. Meanwhile, with Gorebyss, we saw that double rainbow energy. Gorebyss's whole goal is to just attach as many psychic energy as possible and then keep them on the board with Lanturn. So Lanturn's Pokepower allowing you to move a basic energy from your active Pokemon to your Lanturn whenever that active Pokemon is knocked out. It preserves your psychic energy and ensures that your damage remains high. Going back into Aqua now, we do see one of the coolest supporters in this entire format with Archie. Straight up just says search your deck for an Aqua Pokemon and put it into play. So we see the Manectric hits the board immediately, does not even need to evolve from an Electrike. Archie just lets it go down as we do see the Aqua Smash come in for extreme amount of damage on the Dunsparce. Aqua getting the first prize of the game. Over to Gorebyss now, we finally see the multi-energy, so we have been a little slow on our energy attachments, only able to attach an attack, so this Mystic Water will be doing 40 damage. As a reminder, Double Rainbow reduces your damage by 10. So as the Gorebyss deck, you always want to be attaching energy every single turn to make sure your damage keeps scaling up. So any chance that we miss an energy attachment is crucial in the early game. Now, in this matchup in particular, with Aqua versus Gorebyss, Aqua is a deck that relies on special conditions. So with Aqua Trip, you affect your defending Pokemon with a status condition so that Aqua Smash can do an extra 20 damage. However, Gorebyss has free retreat. So with the free retreat, it becomes a lot easier to maneuver around these special conditions, which means that as the Aqua player, you probably are just going to be declaring Aqua Smash for 50 right away, like we saw last turn, hoping to increase your damage with special Dark Energy until you can reach the 70 damage threshold to be one-shotting these Gorebyss. Meanwhile here, we do see the Gorebyss player does get the second Gorebyss online. With a Psychic and a Multi-Energy, this Mystic Water is doing 60 damage due to the lack of damage reduction from not having Double Rainbow Energy attached, is the way to put it. Over on the Aqua side, we are still missing those damage modifiers, those Special Darks and Strength Charms, having to Aqua Smash for 50 damage. Now, there are two heavily damaged Gorebyss on the Gorebyss player's field, but I think if you're Gorebyss, you're very happy with this. You'll get to continue dealing big damage to these Kyogres, while the Kyogre has to be two-shotting all of your Pokemon. In fact, if you can get a third Gorebyss into play, there is the chance to then retreat into another Gorebyss, attach a Double Rainbow, and then still be able to stream your attackers and deny prizes, as we do see the fastball here going to go for an evolution Pokemon. So probably a Gorebyss or a Lanturn, as we have to flip over. That's like half our deck. Hey, okay. So there is the Gorebyss. So there is a possibility that you could attack with this fresh Gorebyss if you have a Double Rainbow. However, I think you are okay letting one of your Gorebyss get knocked out. So if you can get a Lanturn into play, then the Psychic Energy on the active will get preserved through the Lanturn. And okay, so we are going to pivot into the fresh new Gorebyss. I think this is also a very strong play. You are preserving your energy, so the damage keeps going up in this case. In fact, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Psychic on the board right now. So Mystic Water will be doing 70 damage with that reduction from Double Rainbow, but we are close to that 100 damage threshold. Only a couple more attachments, and these Gorebyss will be able to start one-shotting this Kyogre. So I think if you're Aqua, what you would really love is to be able to one-shot these Gorebyss, and I think Lanturn and Manectric are your outs for that. So with Gorebyss having lightning weakness, you do want to be one-shotting them. And in fact, okay, so here's the downside of leaving those Gorebyss damage on the bench. Manectric's attack does 10 damage to each Pokemon with energy attached to it. So those two Gorebyss on the bench each have 220 HP left. This Thunder Spark is going to deal them for 10 more damage, which means that there is a possible turn where every single Gorebyss on the board gets wiped out for the Gorebyss player. So this active Gorebyss going to go down with the lightning weakness. The rest of the bench is still vulnerable. Aqua Ball flips tail, so we have to get a basic, so going to get another Kyogre. I think that is a reasonable choice. The only other option would probably be a Chinchou, but that could have been prized or is in the hand, as we do see the Thunder Spark. So 50 to the active times 2 is 100, so that is a one-shot and 10 damage to all Pokemon with energy attached. This does include your own Pokemon, so we do see the Kyogre does go up to 80 damage. As we go back to the Gorebyss player's turn now with the very nice Steven's advice to draw 5 cards. Steven is one of the premier supporters in this format that I absolutely adore, alongside another important card in this format, Friend Ball, in that very fascinating World Championships frame where it was an e-card art that was put into the Ruby and Sapphire era card frame, something only unique to the World's Prince here. Friend Ball gets the Lanturn, so now we are going to preserve our energy with energy grounding, as well as preparing this Lanturn for a lightning strike, able to swing for 90 base damage with lightning strike, which will get reduced by 10 by the Double Rainbow, so it will be dealing 80 damage base right now. That is extreme firepower late in the game. I do think this board state does currently favor Gorebyss, but if we can pull off a Thunder Spark on this turn, I think you will be feeling really good as the Aqua player. Now, by promoting the Kyogre, I am not sure if we will get to pull off the Thunder Spark. If we don't get to, we do have the knockout right now just with the simple Aqua Trip, although I think if you're going to Aqua Trip, you would love to have an Aqua Energy attached to the active, that way you don't lose all these basic energy. We do see the Auxiliary Light onto the Lanturn, so going to accelerate some energy here. Does use the Manectric's power, so I guess we did not get a Aqua Energy, which is really unfortunate. We do see the Cacnea entering the bench, so Cacturn could be useful. I think the main benefit of Cacturn is that it is a grass and dark type, so Cacturn's attack does 40 base damage. With a special dark that becomes 50, which will allow you to deal 100 damage to any grass weak Pokemon in the format. The biggest one being Magma's Groudon, who of course won Worlds in all 3 divisions at Worlds 2004. One of the more iconic decks in this format. And in this matchup, the Gorebyss are all lightning weak and the Lanturns are fighting weak, so we'll see if Cacturn will have a chance to perform. Meanwhile, if you're Gorebyss, I think you were just happy to take this knockout. Your Gorebyss has 10 HP left, and I think you have to attack with it because you don't want to risk the Thunder Spark 2-for-1. And I think you feel great if you're the Gorebyss player. Kyogre's grass weak, so the Lanturn's not one-shotting it, but even then, you are putting on a lot more pressure with Gorebyss than Aqua is able to right now. And I think part of that is just the fact that we have, unfortunately, not been able to find our Aqua Energy. We have not been able to pull off the Thunder Sparks as much as we would like here. However, we do see the energy acceleration coming in, so we will get to pull off a 2-energy attack with the Kyogre. Although it is worth noting you don't have to, because Aqua Trip will KO, so I think this is the right move by moving the energy onto the bench Kyogre, just keeping it ready for the future as we see the Aqua Trip take the KO. Now, I think the prize cards are a little bit off screen, so I don't know the exact prize counts right now, but both players have taken a healthy number of knockouts. I think the Gorebyss player has lost 3 Gorebyss. This is their final one in the deck, as they get a heads on Pokemon Reversal going after the Aqua's Lanturn. I think you might as well. That only has 20 HP left, and right now your Mystic Water is doing, it appears to be 60 damage. And, oh, okay, so decides to protect the Gorebyss, retreat into the Lanturn. So Lanturn attacking a Lanturn eventually. The Lightning Strike, even without discarding the 2 Lightning, it'll still be doing 40 base, which will be enough to knock out this 20 HP Lanturn. So setting up a more bulky Pokemon, Lanturn with 80 HP is significantly harder to knock out, and the Kyogre cannot one-shot it either. Additionally, the Gorebyss can then wait on the bench and allow you to continue attaching these energy, building up the damage for the Mystic Water. Alright, so we do see the Lightning Strike. Now, the way the prize cards are being taken, I think Gorebyss has either 1 or 2 prize cards remaining. So we are starting to get to the end of this match here. Kyogre going to get the Archie, always one of the better cards in this deck. Seriously, I think Archie is so cool. Look at that. Lanturn comes right onto the bench, does not even need to be evolved or anything, just bam, surprise Auxiliary Light. We can continue accelerating, we can continue attempting to attack with our Lightning Ball on that Lanturn. Alright, so we do see the attach for turn, and we are declaring one of the attacks, 50 damage, so it was just the Aqua Smash. So now if you are the Gorebyss player, let's see. It is not possible to one-shot this Kyogre. Even a Strength Charm would only get Lightning Strike up to 90 damage right now. Now, there is a multi-energy on that bench Lanturn, so I don't recall if we did see basic Lightning in this Lanturn deck, and there it is. Okay, so with that basic Lightning, this Lanturn on the bench is now capable of dealing a full 90 damage Lightning Strike because it avoids the damage reduction. Oh, that's even worse. Okay, so Pokemon Reversal gets the heads, Lightning Strike now discards the double rainbow for 80 damage, knocks out that Lanturn right away. So, okay, they must have 1 prize card left at this point for the Gorebyss player. Aqua now back against the wall, needs to figure out how they're going to take care of this. These Lanturns do grab energy from other Lanturn. So, when Kyogre knocks out the Lanturn in the active, the Lanturn on the bench can grab the Psychic Energy and hold on to it to allow for a stronger Mystic Water as well as a 90 damage Lightning Strike. So the only possible way that Aqua cannot lose next turn is if they keep this Kyogre active. Okay, so what that means, by the way, is that if Gorebyss gets another Pokemon Reversal Heads, they will win the game on the spot. Special Dark going onto the bench Kyogre. We also see the Cacturn coming onto the board. Now, okay, so Energy Grounding did not move the Psychic Energy to the bench Lanturn, but we do see one attached from the hand. If we have a Strength Charm, we win the game right now. So we can TV Reporter. If we draw it, Lightning Strike will do 90 plus 10 will do 100 damage and knock out this Kyogre. But until then, let's see here. No, we're retreating. Is there the Strength Charm? Do we have it? We do not. Okay, so we're just going to declare a Lightning Strike for 50. I think that is okay. Because in this situation now, I think really the only possible strategy that you can pull off as the Aqua player is to use Aqua Trip and try to confuse this Lanturn. Ideally with the confusion. Okay, there's the Briny, one of my favorite cards in this whole format. I'm so glad we got to see it. Picking up that Kyogre, fully healing it. We do need to bench it in order to get around Power Saver. And let's see which attack we used here. Okay, does just go for the Aqua Smash for 60, so that is okay. That does open up another chance at the Strength Charm to pull off the KO. If that doesn't happen, and if Aqua does have another Mr. Briny's Compassion, I think this game can get very interesting. So Aqua, not out of it yet here. This Gorebyss player is running low on resources. It's now or never, as reversal for the game is a heads. 3 for 3 on reversal flips to take 3 KOs. Lanturn coming in at the last second, gets to use Lightning Strike for 90 damage, knocking out the Manectric and winning the game for Gorebyss. So, incredible game. Thank you so much for watching. Once again, I am Evan Cole. You can find me at Retro Pokemon TCG on YouTube. It has been an absolute pleasure showing you one of my favorite formats. And thank you again to Holland Phantom for having me on for this match.